Hi guys, welcome back to Jay's Kitchen. So today I'm going to be making palm sugar glutinous rice, or it's also commonly called as Wajik. So I'm going to be making this today. So you would have noticed in my previous video I would have made another type of glutinous rice, which was pink glutinous rice or pink sticky rice. So and this is practically the same, it's just that we'll be adding palm sugar and brown sugar instead of the syrup that I added before and the pink coloring. So in this is going to be palm sugar and also brown sugar. So firstly what we're going to do is we're going to actually soak the glutinous rice for 3 to 4 hours, and then after that we're going to be making it. So let's see the soaking process. So I have here my glutinous rice. It's a Golden Phoenix brand. So I'm going to be using 1 cup. I'm going to be making just 1 cup of the palm sugar glutinous rice. So I have my 1 cup here. I'm going to add it here. Okay, and we're going to soak this with water. So I have my glutinous rice that's soaking here, and then we're going to close this and we're going to leave it aside, and we're going to wait for 3 to 4 hours. So my glutinous rice is soaking. So you want it to soak it because we're going to be steaming it in a steamer. Unless we're using pressure cooker, you might not need to steam it. You might not need to soak it, so you can just use it straight away. But since I'm using a steamer, I'm going to be soaking it for 3 to 4 hours. So let's wait and be back after 3 to 4 hours to make the wajik. So guys, we're back after about 3 hours of soaking the glutinous rice. So we're going to start steaming the rice first before making the sugar syrup. So I have here the glutinous rice. 1 cup of glutinous rice has been soaking for about 3 hours. So I'm going to rinse this and I'm going to put it in the steamer together with some screw pine leaves. So let's rinse this and drain this first. So I've already rinsed and drained the glutinous rice. So I've got some screw pine leaves here, which I'm going to add it together inside. So it'll give it some a very nice smell. So we're going to add this inside the steamer. So I have my steamer that's heating up right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till it comes to a rapid boil before putting in the steamer on top and adding the glutinous rice inside. So while waiting for the water to boil, so we're going to add in our glutinous rice. So let's add everything inside. Make sure we got everything all mixed up. So I'm only adding in 1 cup, but if you'd like to add in more, you can always double the ingredients as per your liking. Okay, let's just get it to be flat, make it flat and allow some of the screw pine leaves to be on top and some at the bottom. Okay. Okay, so right now let's wait for the water to come to a rapid boil before we add this on top of it. So my water is rapid boiling right now, so I'm going to take the top portion of the steamer and I'm going to include on top here, and we're going to steam it for about 15 minutes. Hey Google, set timer to 15 minutes. So we're going to steam this for 15 minutes and then we're going to open the cover, rinse a little bit of water, give it another mix and steam for another 15 minutes. So let's wait for 15 minutes and then we're going to check it again. So after 15 minutes, we're going to remove this. And we're going to give this a mix. Just make sure that it gets mixed up together. So give it a mix. And then you want to add in a little bit of water. Just sprinkle a little bit of water. Oh. Okay, just sprinkle a little bit of water, and then we're going to mix it again, because by sprinkling the water will actually make it more softer. So let's mix it a little bit more, and then we're going to steam it for another 15 minutes again. So let's spread and level everything together and steam it for another 15 minutes. Hey Google, set timer for 15 minutes. So let's steam this again, and then we can start making the sugared syrup. So while the glutinous rice is steaming for the next 15 minutes, so this is what we're going to be using. We've got some salt to season. We're going to be using about 2 to 3 tablespoons of white sugar, and then I'm going to be using about 1 cup of brown sugar here, dark brown sugar, and then I'm going to be using about 1 piece of palm sugar. Since I'm only using 100 grams, so I'm going to be using 1 piece, and I'm going to be using 2 cups of coconut milk. So let me prep the ingredients, and then we can wait for the steamed glutinous rice and start baking it. So I've already prepped the ingredients. I have 2 cups of coconut milk here, and then I've got some screw pine leaves that I forgot to mention. We are going to put into together with the syrup, and then of course I added all my sugar, my palm sugar, which is 1 piece of palm sugar, 1 cup of dark brown sugar, 3 tablespoons of white sugar, and also some salt to season. So I've added everything inside. So now we can start making the sugared syrup and add in our steamed glutinous rice. So it's been 15 minutes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch it off and remove the steamer, and we're going to start making our sugared syrup. So I have my pan that's heating up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my coconut milk. So we're going to add in all my coconut milk. I'm going to add a little bit of water here. Okay. Just to make sure that we got everything. Okay. And then we're going to add in all our sugar. Okay, we got all sugar. And also we're going to add in our screw pine leaves. So give it a mix. Allow it to come to a boil, and we want it to be well combined. So the mixture is coming to a rolling boil, but we want to get all the sugar to mix and evaporate, so to dissolve. So we want the sugar all to dissolve, so we're going to keep mixing it till all the sugar dissolves and this syrup mixture becomes more thicker, so then we can add in the glutinous rice. So as you can see, the brown sugar is almost dissolved, the palm sugar, so we're just going to allow it to cook a little bit more. And while we are dissolving the the palm sugar, we are going to make sure that the syrup mixture is thick before we actually add in our glutinous rice, steamed glutinous rice. So it's getting thicker, as you can see here, so we want it to be a little bit more thicker before we add in the rice. So the palm sugar has already dissolved, but I want the mixture to be a little bit thicker, so I'm actually going to allow it to boil a little bit more before I add in the rice. So probably give it another 2 to 3 minutes, and then we can add in the rice. So after a couple minutes, I see the mixture has gone a little bit thicker, so we're going to add in the glutinous rice. So let's make sure we got it all inside. So if you would like to remove the screw pine leaves, it's totally up to you. You can always remove it, but I kind of prefer the screw pine leaves to be in together with the rice. Gives it more smell, a very nice fragrant smell. So now we are going to mix this rice, and we're going to keep mixing it until the liquid actually evaporates and it's hard and it sticks together. So we'll just have to keep mixing it and allowing this to cook. So I'm going to break up all the lumps, and then we're going to keep mixing it. So just mix until you come to a point where the rice doesn't stick to the pan. There's no liquid anymore, and then we can remove it. So while my rice is getting thickened up, so I have the pan here, baking pan, that I'm going to actually pour the glutinous rice inside. I'm going to pour it a little bit of canola oil, just a little bit, and then I'm going to smear it like this, so that when we remove it, it's not going to stick to the pan or anything like that. So just a little bit over to the sides. Make sure you got everywhere to the sides. Okay, so now let's go and check on our glutinous rice. So as you can see, it's going thicker. So you can see it's sticking to the pan, but we still need to cook it even more because there's still lots of liquid with the rice. So just continue stirring. Try not to stop, because once it sticks to the pan, it will burn. So just keep mixing it, don't stop. Okay, and then just mix it together. So you can just continue mixing it, and I'm going to continue mixing, but I'm going to take a break so that I can go and give my little one some parleji. So as you can see, the liquid is evaporating, and as it tends to cook and there's no liquid, as you can see, it gets a little bit heavier to mix around. Maybe a little bit more. I'm going to allow this to cook a little bit more. As you can see, there's still a little bit more of wet, liquidy consistency. So maybe a little bit more. Let's mix it some more. So it's getting thicker, you can see here. So what I'm going to do is, we are done, and then we're going to remove it, and we're going to put it in the pan that I had actually sprayed with some oil. So we can switch off the flame and we can transfer it to the pan. So this is my end result of my Wajik or palm sugar glutinous rice. So right now I've already put it in a pan, and then I'm going to cool this down for a couple hours before So sorry about that, we had a small interruption. So I'm cooling it down for about 3 to 4 hours. Or some of you would just like to eat it just like that, so it's totally fine. And some would like to cut it into cubes and wait till it cools down, so that's okay too. So do drop me a comment, let me know how it turns out. I hope you like the recipe. Thank you so much for watching my video on how I made palm sugar glutinous rice, or also known as Wajik or pulut kacau. So do try this recipe and drop me a comment and let me know how it turns out. I definitely know that you will like this recipe, so accordingly you can add in more sugar or less sugar. Thank you so much for watching my video on how I made palm sugar glutinous rice, which is also known as Wajik or pulut kacau. So if you like my video, please give me a thumbs up, please share it on the social media and among your friends, and if you're new to my channel, don't forget, please click the subscribe button that's below this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel Hummingbird Mama, and don't forget the notification bell so you'll always receive an email notification whenever a new video is uploaded on my YouTube channel. So till I see you in my next cooking video, take care and have a lovely day.